Hello and welcome to the Business Standard Banking Show. The insurance regulator has brought several changes in the last 1 year, primarily aimed at increasing the insurance penetration. These changes have many implications for the players. To discuss some of these implications, today we have with us Sanjay Kedia, country head and CEO of Marsh India Insurance Brokers. Mr. Kedia, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So let me start with asking you, how has been the performance of Marsh India in FY23 in terms of the top line growth, and what would be the key drivers?
So Marsh India has seen consistent growth year after year. We crossed 8,000 corporate clients in India, and the total amount of premium placed for the financial year ending March 23 was 15,000 crore, which was a growth of around 25% compared to the previous year. And we expect similar growth of 20 to 25% in the next year as well.
That is this year?
Yes, absolutely, this year. And in terms of drivers, I would say the biggest driver is the group medical business, which the corporates buy for their employees. That has seen the biggest growth. And the underlying health inflation, the need for post-COVID people being more conscious, people buying higher limits. So all these factors have been driving.
So post-COVID, there are certain trends that has emerged that was not earlier. So what are the key trends you have seen post-COVID? Which are the new areas of coverage that companies are looking at?
COVID has made a big impact on the employee benefit insurance in particular.
Yes.
I would say the corporates have become far more aware, conscious, committed to the cause of protecting the employee health and employee wellness. So insurance is one part, but the whole approach towards insurance and wellness has gained a center stage. So companies are looking at this entire space more holistically. And of course, each company has their own nuances, differences in terms of their strategy. But people are looking at overall different things to address the needs of different segments of their employees. To give you a sense, in terms of broad trends, I would say common to all the employees is there's medical inflation, which continues to create the premium rise. That's one. In terms of during COVID, when people were working from home only, and later now it's a hybrid culture in most corporations, you see the emergence of digital health as a very big component. So doctor consultation, various kinds of initiatives which could be done through digital health are very much integrated as part of the entire solution. So digital health is very much there. The emphasis on mental well-being is on the rise. Okay. So that's a big area which has come on the forefront, the mental well-being. Digital health we already discussed. We are also seeing emergence of something called OPD first time, that is outpatient plans. This is a new trend. The number of players who have opted for are limited, but still the ask is increasing. So, historically in Indian market, the health insurance was largely a hospital insurance. Correct. Now the emergence of preventive care in the form of OPD is emerging even in the form of insurance. So that's a very interesting trend.
Correct.
We are also seeing people asking for more limits because people realize that you need more limits for your employees. And even employees are buying higher limits individually as an optional voluntary top-up insurance. So that is also a trend.
That is also.
And one another trend which we are clearly seeing is that there's a need for more personalization. So the use of digital, the technology, the power of flexible benefit insurances. So all of them are coming in a big way.
So is there a spike in premiums in the group term life? I think there is. But I wanted to know how much was the increase, and do you think it has kind of reached the limit and further increase may not be there? What is your take on this?
You are right, Manojit, that two counts. One is the world pre-COVID, the rates which Indian market used to enjoy has fundamentally altered. So the rate which Indian market used to enjoy on the group term life rose in the peak of the COVID by almost 100% in majority of the cases. This is just a rough range. It ranged from 50% to 150%. And I would say the rate rise has stopped now. So there's no more rate rise for the market as a whole. It depends on case to case. But we have seen some small correction, but not a major correction. So the rate reset has happened from pre-COVID to now. at a higher level, and it seems it's here to stay. There was a period of time where there was also a shortage of capacity and interest from many players. So
Right.
that has now come back. But still, I would say it is an area where there's more demand than supply. So people, when they ask for higher limits, they get constrained, and people are realizing that the term life limits are inadequate. And whenever the companies wants to increase it, they face resistance. So capacity remains a challenge, and pricing has become stable compared to last year, but is higher than pre-COVID levels.
The other area I wanted to know is the cyber insurance policies. Globally, it is gaining popularities. In India, also over the past few years, so the big banks have taken cyber cover in India. But do you think the coverage is adequate in proportion to their business?
That is a challenge. I would say is a global phenomenon. It could be more pronounced in India, but it is a global phenomenon. So cyber insurance, as we know, is relatively a new coverage which we saw emerging in the last 5 years, more so. And we have seen, say, in the banking sector, say on the public sector side, we used to see people buying around 10 crore limits, 25 crore limits, 50 crore limits gradually. Now it has gone up to, for the largest bank, it would be touching almost like over 800 crore. And some of the other banks also around 500 crore. So the limits have gone up compared to what they were buying before.
500 crore and 800 crore.
Yes, for some of the largest public sector banks also, these kinds of limits are there now. And some of the largest private sector banks also, now they're buying around upwards of 500 crore. So those kinds of limits have arrived in the market. But to answer your question, are they adequate? I would say there's never enough in a area which is world filled with so much of cyber uncertainty.
Right.
So given the size of the balance sheet and the size of the business, these limits would be still inadequate, but they are significantly more than what they used to be.
Right, right.
But in terms of the reinsurance market, the capacity has shrunk last year.
Okay.
So the worldwide capacity has shrunk and the rates have risen. So the cyber insurance market has become more expensive and the capacities have become less. Clients want more capacity, both in India and globally. So this is a very interesting piece of the market where there's more demand and less supply.
The digital banking has also gone up substantially over the last few years. From that point of view, also the coverage may not be adequate, isn't it?
That is very true. Given the total exposure and the business at risk, the covers are highly inadequate, but they are significantly more from the past, but they are inadequate from the size of the exposure.
Now, coming to some of the regulatory aspects, now IRDA has given flexibility to insurance companies for paying commission to the brokers. Has that resulted in insurance companies paying higher commission?
In the corporate space business where Marsh operates, we have not seen change from what we used to see prior to this freedom. So I would say the corporate side of the business, both on the premiums and on the commissions, were highly competitive, and we have not seen a change. But I would like to believe that this is a very welcome change because Indian market is now in line with international best practices, because both the premium rates and the commissions are left to market forces. So market forces drives efficiency and thereby a better result for all parties, including customers.
Staying on this regulation aspect, IRD has also taken several steps to enhance distribution with initiatives like Bima Sugam and Bima Vahak. How does that impact the insurance brokers business?
I would say all the initiatives which IRD is taking for the increase of insurance penetration are extremely welcome by all the players of the market, be the insurers, be the brokers or the agents. Because fundamentally, the insurance penetration has been an issue in the Indian market for decades. And the concerted effort IRDA is taking on several initiatives. These are one areas which you shared, but IRDA is also unleashing several reforms, ease of doing business, regulations focused on materiality of the aspect rather than on small issues. So most of the regulations are being rewritten to allow a business friendly environment and focusing on the big risk issues. So I think we have never seen a more progressive uh, insurer who's driving change across all aspects of insurance market functioning. And we are all extremely excited and positive on these changes.
And finally, if I can ask you, the hardening of reinsurance rates, what is your take on that?
I think this is a area of concern, and it's a global concern. And I would say across all lines of business, there has been a hardening of rate. It seems we are in a more risky world, not only geopolitical risks, but whether it's hurricanes, whether it's other natural catastrophes, the wildfire.
Right.
The world has been seeing many of the events which were supposed to be one in 100 years to be happening almost every year. So, with so many natural catastrophes and other risks the world has seen, the insurance market rates have gone up more so in the last 3-4 years, and it seems they are here to stay.
Right, right. The spike in reinsurance rates are here to stay. Here to stay. Well, thank you, Mr. Kedia, for speaking to Business Standard. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Manojit.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
I am the blue of the limitless sky. I am the inspiration that lets success soar high. I will achieve, I will fly high. I am the I in SBI.
I'm backed by the nation's trusted bank, SBI, the banker to every Indian.